Hello, and welcome to the Pit Stop, where we aim to give you tools to refresh, refuel, and recharge your day. I'm your host, Pastor Pittman. Listen, it was the grace of God that was with me when I joined the world's greatest Air Force in 1984. Man, it seems like that was so long ago, and really it was. Listen, when I took off from Detroit and landed in San Antonio, Texas, I landed there with people from all walks of life, from all around the country. They took us on a bus to Lackland Air Force Base there in San Antonio, Texas. And when we got through the gates, the trauma began. I mean, as soon as we got there, they gave us an exercise on how to be unified, where they had us put our bags down. And if we didn't put them down in unison, if they didn't hear the sound all together, they would make them pick those bags back up. And it must have been 10 to 12 times that they had us put those bags down and pick them up before we all did it in unison together. While I was in basic training, my great grandmother died. Man, she was about 98 years old. I loved her. We spent so many summers with her, and I was grateful that they let me come home for the funeral. I had felt so guilty for not going to see her prior to me leaving to go to San Antonio, and we had a weekend where we weren't doing too much, and so the Air Force allowed me that opportunity to go back and be with my family and really get a chance to lay my great grandmother to rest. I graduated basic training and I went to school to learn my job. And a lot of people don't understand an Air Force base is just like a little city contained within itself. Of course, you got the gate that you go in and it's patrolled, and, there's a lot of equipment, aircraft and things like that on the base. So it's heavily guarded. But on that base, it's just like a regular town that has whatever you might need for comfort, your grocery stores, your department stores, your fitness centers. I mean, you name it, we had it right there on the base. And so I had an opportunity to go to Rantoul, Illinois to learn my job, which is life support technician. And in that job, I taught pilots continuation training on how to survive in case they had to eject, or maybe if their airplane went down. We had to teach them how to live on land. We had to teach them how to live if they had to use their life raft to live on the sea. And we actually inspected their survival gear as well, their helmets and oxygen masks and all those things we inspected to make sure that they were in tip-top shape in case they needed to use them. And then once I graduated from my technical training school, and here's another thing that people don't know, that the Air Force has its own college. It's called the Community College of the Air Force. So while I was in basic training, I earned 4 physical education credits for basic training. And then I also earned credits for college when I was in my technical training school. And then all of those credits that I got from technical training school and basic training, I was able to use when I got my baccalaureate degree. But when I graduated from technical training school, I went off to my first base, and I selected a base in Michigan, really not even knowing that there was bases in Michigan outside of Selfridge Air National Guard Base. I never knew about up north, and I actually grew up thinking that Flint was up north. My first assignment was in fact up north, past Flint, past Saginaw, past Bay City. And I knew once I got to US 23 past West Branch, I was getting close to Oscoda, Michigan. And when I got to Oscoda, it was a whole new world. It actually snowed in June in Oscoda. The fish there, the salmon, were just so big, and I had never fished before in my life. I actually even saw the Northern Lights while I was there. But while I was in Oscoda, I bought a brand new car, and I was able to drive back and forth to Detroit almost every weekend with my roommate, Art Tickney, who is also in church, Dr. Arthur Tickney, who is also in church today, praise God, and a pastor as well. But I remember distinctly driving on US 23, and he and I almost lost our lives on that road. But it was the grace of God. Join me next week as we talk about how God's grace and hand of protection saved me and my roommate from death in another exciting episode of the Pit Stop. I'm your host, Pastor Lance Pittman, and I hope you received something that helped you to refresh, refuel, and recharge your day.